Today I'm going to share with you my top 3 banks that offer no-doc business lines of credit for brand new LLCs. That means that you can get this money even if your business is brand new and even if you don't have any revenue yet. I'm going to show you real approvals so that you know that this is possible, but I'm also going to share with you the data points so that you know what steps to take before you apply to help you get approved. All right, let's dive right in. First up is Chase. And you need to actually open a business checking account before you apply for their business credit card. The business credit card goes up to $50,000. Now, I had 2 clients apply for this card at the exact same time. One applied online using more of a credit stacking technique. One applied in person. The one who applied in person got $50,000 and he got 2 cards for the same business. So that's $100,000 that he was able to receive, no doc, for a new LLC. As compared to the person who applied online, he got 1 approval for $36K. Now, all those approvals are really great approvals, but it shows the power of this 1 extra step. The reason I don't really love credit stacking is when you're doing online applications, you have no advocate at the bank to help you get approved. No one to answer your questions either. So what Charles did, he went into a local Chase branch, opened up a business checking account, then he applied for the business credit card. Yes, it's 1 extra step, but it got him almost 3 times the amount of business credit. Isn't that worth it? Here's some data points. Banks are going to lend to your business 10 to 15% of your stated sales. Now, these are no-doc applications, so they're not checking tax returns. In a hypothetical example, if you have $500,000 of revenue, that's the gross sales of your business, 10% of that would be $50,000. 15% of that would be up to $75,000. My favorite banks are what I call portfolio banks. That means that they lend their own money. When you find banks like this, you can often get more than 1 product from that same bank. And this is not entirely dependent on whether or not you have 1 or 2 businesses with them. So for example, with Chase, this is 1 company that got 2 business credit cards. Now, if you have a second company, you could then double the amount of business credit that you could receive. Now, the Chase business credit card pulls Experian. There's 2 fast tips that I have for you to quickly boost up your business credit score on Experian and your personal credit score on Experian. If you do this step, it's going to be a lot easier to get approved for those higher limits. Okay, first, on the personal side, go get an account with Experian.com, or you could use annualcreditreport.com, or you could even use myfico.com, whatever your favorite credit monitoring service is. And you want to look at your personal credit utilization. Now, I like to use a credit utilization chart. If you want to download a free copy of this, I'll leave the link in the description. On the left-hand side, we have the name of the bank, then we have the balance, and then we have the limit. Personal credit utilization is cumulative, it's total. So what that means is that if 1 card's maxed out, but the other cards are not, it's the total credit utilization that you want to focus on. Ideally, you want your credit utilization at 25% or less. So in this example, I have an account with Chase, $5,000 balance, $10,000 limit. I have an account with Amex, $5,000 balance, $10,000 limit. So my total balance, $10,000, total limit, $20,000. That would make my utilization 50%. Now, this is actually very similar to a family member's credit profile. And what I did is I added them as an authorized user to one of my cards. I had a card with a $0 balance and a $20,000 limit. I added them as an authorized user. This is called the authorized user technique. And so now they have a credit line showing on their credit report, $0 balance, $20,000 limit. Their credit utilization is now 25%. So their credit utilization is now opened. Their credit score ended up increasing very quickly. And now when they apply for business credit, it's a lot easier to get approved. If you're liking this video so far, don't forget to hit that like button. Now let's talk about boosting up your business credit score. The quickest way to do this is to get a NAV Prime account. When you get the NAV Prime account, they also have the NAV Prime card. That's 2 positive reporting trade lines that you'll have on your business credit profile prior to applying for business credit. What this will do is boost up your business credit score so that it's a lot easier to get approved. I'll leave a link to NAV in the description as well. All right, so the next bank is Truist. Similar to Chase, I highly recommend, and in fact, they're probably going to require that you open a business checking account with Truist before you apply. They have a few different programs. They have a no-doc business line of credit up to $50,000. That's if your business is over 2 years old. They have a no-doc business line of credit up to $25,000. That's if your company is under 2 years old, so that would be for the new LLCs. And then they have a business credit card up to $50,000. And you can apply for that whether you're a new LLC or an established business. Now, as many of my students have reported back, Truist pulls Equifax. If you got the NAV account I mentioned earlier, that'll already be boosting up your business credit profile on Equifax, which will help you get approved. Okay, up next is KeyBank. Same as before, open the business checking account first, establish rapport with the Vice President of Business Lending. KeyBank does up to $50,000 business credit card and up to $50,000 business line of credit on a soft pull, which means there's no hard inquiry. They also pull Equifax. Last tip, and this is super important. A lot of banks that you work with are going to be regional banks. You see, many of the national banks don't offer business lines of credit as no doc in all 50 states. Those are few and far between, like Wells Fargo, for example. But for the most part, you're going to want to learn how to do backyard banking. One way to do this is as you drive around, you see different local community banks and credit unions in your own backyard. Call those banks. Another method is to use the SBA lending tool. They rank all the banks, from those that lend the most to small business owners to those that lend the least. This database of banks is a gold mine because it shows you how to find the best local community banks and credit unions in your backyard that offer no doc business credit for brand new LLCs.